different when you saw?
Yeah, one for the goal scorer. Please talk about just scoring in an event like tonight, and then for the hometown kid experiencing this type of tournament.
Yeah, for me, I turned like in front of the box, and probably half the team told me to shoot it, so I was like, might as well try it. And as soon as it went past into the net, I was just like, I guess that works. So it was like a great feeling to get my first goal, and also just like actually making history here. So I'm so proud of us.
Yeah, I'm just gonna toot her own horn for a little bit. Kiki just came in after Alex got hurt and has absolutely just dominated. She has helped our team so much. She's been so solid defensively, but also her contributions offensively. I mean, it speaks for her, for themselves. So it's very well deserved, the goal. Yeah, you were on top of the box, but you had that curve, that finesse, and like just smashed it. So we couldn't have won, obviously, without your goal. So just gotta give her flowers. And to get the win in front of hometown crowd, a historic night. I mean, it was hard not to witness and like look up and take in their crowd because you want to focus on the game. But at moments, you know, we did. We looked up and we're like, wow, like got the chills. Like it's so cool. I saw the board when it said I think 35,000. It's a record-breaking attendance so for the NWSL, so that's just so unbelievable. And so to be a part of some history and to get that win is just something that I never thought would happen. So I'm just really happy and just so blessed to do it with my teammates.
Question just for everyone, I suppose. This has been a season of a lot of firsts and a lot of history for the club. So what is the feeling, I guess, to have now to add to that list? First women's soccer win at Wrigley Field. First, your very first goal, Kiki, here at Wrigley Field. Have you even had a moment to reflect on that?
No. Not at all. I'm going to have to replay it a few times to let it hit. But I think we're just going to continue to do our first and then maybe our second. And then we're just going to keep piling on to our own history because we're trying to create a legacy here. And this is how we build it in the foundation. So hopefully we can help the future Bay FC Federation.
Yeah, and I just want to say, too, Coach said it as soon as we were playing teams for the second time, and we've really bought into it. We don't allow a team to beat us twice, and we saw it with San Diego, and we really wanted to prove and show that today against the Chicago Red Stars for the second time, and what better way to do that and to get a win in a historic night like this. So I think that throughout the entire game, we dominated. We had maybe a few lapses in the second half, but that's the game of soccer. The field was tight. It was short. Quite transitional at times, but we still held our own. It was a little bit of a bummer to not get the shutout. I know as soon as we hit 75 minutes and we had that second goal, the back line, and Kiki, we were like, we need the shutout. Like that's our goal right now. Unfortunately, we didn't get that, but those are the little things we're going to try to tweak, and that will make us, you know, a better team, a championship team, somewhere where we can just improve upon. So I think that's something that we want to do. But yeah.
Speaking to that, I know that a thing that you guys have been trying to do is put together complete performances, and yes, Chicago did sneak that goal in at the end, but what is the sense of accomplishment feeling like even when they started pushing in the second half, fairly comprehensive performance from you guys, and then, you know, going to the corner to put the game away? How nice did it feel to have that happen in that second half?
Well,
I can speak.
first of all, I have to give the players so much credit because part of a coach is making sure you have players that buy into the system, right? And we've been working a lot on the attack at the beginning of the season and then concentrating on the defending, and now it's about putting it together. A little unconventional to what other coaches do, but as I was saying earlier, these players, every single practice, every time they come out there, they play their hearts out. And we've been so close in so many of these games, and it was just a matter of time. And we knew that. But you also need 3 points for the players to buy into it. And the fact that we were able to do this, we played great football in the first half. The second half, it was a little bit more of showing that grit and finding a way. Although, I told them, historic night. What an incredible night for them. They deserved the win. But that shutout, we should have had that shutout. We did not finish off the game the way we should have. And we'll learn from that, but those are little things. In the past, we would have maybe given this game away, but no, now we're not. We're just going to get a little bit better from that. Because, yes, we killed the game off, but we could have killed it off even that much better. That's a coach in me speaking, right? It's only going to continue getting better with this group. I mean, we're understanding each other, we're starting to believe in each other, and they're playing for the team, the organization, and the fans back home, which I think we have some of the best fans. And credit to Chicago today, 35,000. And I also have to say this, credit to the grounds crew that put the field together, because we didn't know what to expect coming into this. And the surface was excellent. The way the ball moved, the way we were able to play our game, because if it's not good conditions, it does hurt us a little bit. So credit to the entire organization here that put this together, because it was, it all worked out.
The rain didn't help, but
Yeah.
it still held up.
Jim Alexander here with Real Talker. Did you guys feel, you came out from the get-go, it seemed like it was business for you guys. And do you feel maybe that was an advantage, that the home team here is playing host and there's potential media going on and all that, and you guys came focused to play, and it seemed like from the get-go you guys jumped on and never let up. Do you feel like that might have been an advantage also, that you just came to play a game in a sense, and maybe tuned out the atmosphere and all that's going around this game, and then now you can enjoy it at the end of it? But you feel like that might have been an advantage for you guys too, that coming in with that business mentality and gripping it from the start and never letting go?
Yeah, it could be. Our plan was to put them under pressure. Let's make it very difficult for them to play. Obviously, being a smaller field, and our players did. We pressed them high. We made it difficult for them to play, somewhat predictable. And then we also understand we lost our home opener because of the energy, and I thought we were outstanding. And then eventually, kind of you get a little bit tired mentally, and that could have been an effect for Chicago. They're an outstanding team, very well coached team, and they always find ways to win. So the fact that we were able to do this, but all week we saw that. The energy, the intensity, the mentality was there. And I know that players now will understand that's like when we practice a certain way, we're going to be able to execute in the games. So combination of everything.
I think we were a bit more locked into, like, we knew this was a historic night, but we didn't let the moment overwhelm us and be too big for us. And we've chatted about it throughout the week, but that wasn't the sole focus, like, this is going to be, such a historic night. It was just play our game. We wanted to bounce back from our loss 2 weeks ago to Gotham. It's not how we wanted to win. We had some mental lapses, so we knew that going into this one, we just had to lock in mentally and just grind it out and have all the pieces flow together and fit together. And I think Coach kind of said it, but especially the past 2 weeks of training with having that bye week last week, I mean, we had some really good competitive trainings in such a good environment, and I think that really helped us get the win today.
Couple more in the room, in the front.
Name's Xavier for our Southwest Regional Publishing. You talked about being local and this experience. Did you grow up coming to Wrigley Field? And you briefly mentioned was there something you picked out in the crowd or a moment during tonight that you're like, wow, this is like quite an opportunity?
Yeah, so my mom actually grew up in Wrigleyville. I think like on Addison Street, so she grew up being a Wrigley fan. And so, growing up, I always went to Cubs games, not Sox games, so just became a Cubs fan. I was lucky enough, I went to Northwestern, and so during 2016, I think the home games were like 4 and 5, and a big group of Northwestern kids like came to the game and like helped with recycling and trash, but we were able to watch the game, so that was a really cool experience. And then we ended up actually coming down for Game 7, and we all took the train. I mean, it was packed. All the restaurants and the bars on Clark Street completely packed. We couldn't even get into where there are thousands and thousands of people on the streets of Clark Street, and we're just watching through the big windows and watching the small televisions, and then we're able to see them beat Cleveland. So I mean, that's something that I'll always remember. And so to be able to play on this field with all of the history anyways behind it, but knowing like the last few times I've been here, there was just so much excitement. So I was just so happy that it was Bay FC that got to play here. I kind of felt like it was written in the stars. So yeah, I'm just really happy I was able to experience it with my team. I also got to shout out like my family and friends. They were in the bleachers behind our bench, and I know a lot of the teammates said that they were screaming and heckling like the entire time. So it just puts a smile on my face that they're here to support me and get to see that win. And yeah, they just were so loud, and I'm happy that I was able to do it in front of them.
Let's take one more in the room, and then we have a couple online. Just one more right here in the middle.
Hi, my name is Teresa. This is for Coach Montoya. How do you plan to build on this victory moving forward for the rest of the season?
The message has been the same. We have to just continue getting better every week, right? And putting things together. So we're going to build on this because today we showed a lot of character, a little bit of grit, and then, as I said, understanding moments within the game, right? And how to manage that, because we could have managed it throughout the game, certain situations. So now that we're playing some good football, we're understanding our defensive responsibilities. Now it's just the nuances of the game, when you do it, how you do it, and understanding maybe just the referee and how they're reffing the game, right, and how the game's going. So these are things that you have to think about. So the coach is not having to say anything. It's like players within the game can take ownership of that, and that's that next part. But we've been concentrating more so on our football and also understanding which players play well together. I'll be honest, we're still kind of figuring that out. You've seen our lineups change from time to time, and it's just nice to see. So it's a combination of, hey, getting that lineup, that they're understanding who plays well, and then a little extra soccer IQ, I call it. And when that comes together, I think we're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
All right, we got 2 questions online. We'll go to Marco. Go ahead, Marco.
Hey guys, congratulations on this win on a historical night in Windy City. First for Kiki, it almost seemed like they were daring you to shoot that ball when you received it. Did you feel that, and were you like surprised that you had that much time to shoot that?
Was I surprised? I guess I had to process where I was at first, so I guess that took some of the time off there. But my teammates really helped me out by telling me to shoot. I kind of had a goal like that in training this week too, so practice makes perfect. So at the end of the day, I'm glad I put it in the back of the net, and hopefully we continue to do that.
And for Kayla, being the hometown girl here, did you ever imagine this when you were like, say, 12, 13 years old, that you'd be playing in Wrigley Field like you guys did tonight?
I definitely didn't imagine it, no. I just got really lucky, and I'm happy it worked out. It's definitely a dream. And the press conference we had yesterday, Alyssa kind of said, we've been working really hard as a Players Association to not play on baseball fields. So this is kind of, just something, a special opportunity, and I'm really happy, though, that we were able to do it and to be able to win, but also just to set that attendance record in Chicago. And historically, we haven't seen the best turnout in attendance. So I'm just really happy for them as an organization, and hopefully just continues to lift up the game, the women's game in this area. And hopefully that engagement doesn't stop either, because all it does is help the team, and then help the city, and then also just help the whole league. And that's what you want. You want everyone to be invested throughout the country, and hopefully that we'll see that continue.
All right, last question online to William.
So for Kayla, first of all, I know you talked about how you guys don't want to lose the same team twice, but for you, with how much time you spent with that organization early in your career, how important was it for you particularly not to lose twice to the team you played with for 5 seasons?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I really wanted it. I really wanted it this whole week, just mentally for myself, trying to stay locked in, staying positive. I think the last game when we played them, we weren't at our best. We all knew it. We let those 3 points go, and so when we are at our best and we're connecting and we have that chemistry, I really believe that we're one of the best teams in the league and no one can beat us. So it was very important for us, and for me personally, yes, to get that win tonight, but just more importantly, like, for our team, and to use this momentum going into the second half of the season, and hopefully that we can see the tides shifting and things going our way. But I just think that we were on top of them the whole game. We had a lot of energy, a lot of pressure, and that's when we're at our best. So if we can continue that moving forward, I think that we're going to be hard to break down.
And then follow up for Kiki. How does it feel to know you're going to be the person who's always remembered as the first NWSL player to score on a baseball field?
Major League Field. We should clarify that. Major League Baseball.
The asterisk.
But the biggest one.
Yeah. Like I said before, I still haven't processed it yet. So I'm gonna have to sit on this a little bit. I'm gonna have to get a few texts, a few tweets out here. But I think at the end of the day, it just helps women's soccer, like you said, just like being able to perform in front of so many people, and hopefully we can continue performing and keep that engagement throughout the year.
Hopefully we can, frame something for her. I don't know if it's a jersey or a ball or something like that, but yeah, we'll definitely mark it down.
All All right, thank you guys, and thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, everyone.